Welcome to Albany County Direct. I'm your host, County Executive Daniel McCoy. On today's episode, we're joined by Allie Robert, Deputy Commissioner of our Albany County Department of Parks and Recreation. Thank you for being here today. So we're going to be discussing a variety of stuff upcoming, what's going on in Albany County with the Summerfest, the Trail Run, Lawson Lake County Park. We got so many things going on. Cahoe's Community Center, now here at the College of St. Rose. Let's just dive into it and, talk a little bit about your background, where we got you from.
Oh, God.
I know, look, you're going to have to go down that road and then we'll talk about that and then we're going to move forward. Let's go.
Okay. I came here from Albany PAL. I was there for about 3.5 years, and then I came over and I was a program coordinator here, and then I got promoted to be a deputy, and now I'm doing all the things at St. Rose, all the way across the county, everywhere, it feels like.
It does. And, I heard so many great things about you when you were at PAL. I remember Lenny calling me up, you can't hire her. You got to wait. I'm like, that's not fair to her. And he was like, well, I need to keep her. She's unreplaceable. I go, well, then pay her more. No, but they do a good job at PAL. And I have to say this, they do extraordinary stuff with what they have in their means. But it's been great getting you, a new commissioner, you adding people, the excitement. So talk a little bit about the Summerfest upcoming.
So the Summerfest this year, a little bit different. Instead of vendors coming in and being able to sell things, we're doing more activity type based things. So we have the Capital District fly fishers coming. They're going to do a fly fishing demo. We have the trail run. We added a 1-hour race for those that like to do triathlons and that kind of stuff. Cool. We are having 9-pin ciders serve this year.
Nice.
Albany Distilling will do sampling. Coronel Cooperative is going to have animals to pet, engage with, all that good stuff. We'll have face painters, balloon twisters, sponsored by MVP.
Nice. Thank you to Christophe Vecchio and his team there.
Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah. Kayaking.
All right.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
So, the bigger picture, it's a time to come out to Lawson's Lake to really explore it. To the first-time listeners, this journey started back in 2012 for me when, I became county executive. But I'm going to say this, I joined the legislature in 2000.
Okay.
Had no idea we had a park. Didn't have any idea, and I was going around, newly elected, talking about the budget. I'm in the town of Altamont, and I love the people. I call them the sharpshooters. They know the answer to their own question. They just want to embarrass you, or they just want to make a fool out of you and embarrass you at the same time, right? A variety of reasons.
Yeah.
Or make you feel like they're smarter than you. And you start to identify people like that in the crowd when you're out there. And this gentleman, because he was a gentleman, he kept saying, does the county own a park system? I go, no, sir, we do not. I was so confident because I'm like, no, I've been around. We don't own a park. And he goes, are you sure you don't own a park? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. So then he asks again, and I'm like, oh, he knows something I don't know. Yeah. And I'm like, so I go, listen, we can talk offline. He goes, yeah, no, I'd love to. I want to talk to you about a variety of things. And he said, oh, no, you got Lawson's Lake. And so my predecessor, I think it was Mike Breslin. I think it was 95, 96. It could have been before him, but I think it was him. If I stand corrected, that signed it over to the Boys and Girls Club. They took it over, and they ran it from there for $1 a year. And I'm like, okay. So when I went back to the office that later on, and we looked into it, and I'm like, wow, never knew this. It's never been brought up my whole time in the legislature. No one's ever talked about it. And lo and behold, 30 days later, we get a letter from the Boys and Girls Club saying we can no longer afford it. We can't afford transportation. The county needs to take it back. And they basically handed it back to us. And I go, oh, did this guy? So I did check out the guy. I go, was he part of the Boys and Girls Club and was setting me up? Because you get that way, right? And it was history. So, the former DA, myself and the sheriff had a partnership the first year. We said, let's make this work. And it's been a journey. And for whatever reason, year 2, the DA decided to drop weight from that partnership. So it's always been Sheriff Apple and I, figuring out. We never had a parks department in the county. So we started to open up a parks division in a partnership. And it started a slow process, right? Yep. But we started paying CDTA. Carm liked the guy, but he kind of said he was going to give us a better rate. And he didn't. I'll say that because you're a retired Carm, so you probably can beat me up all you want. But we figured it out. And the most ironic thing was when I went there and I'm taking a tour of the facility because they got a lower lake. Upper Lake is on 450 acres, I believe, something like that.
I think it's closer to 5.
Is it? Yeah, because we just got the Lawson's piece. So I go to the upper part and I see the guy goes, I go, stop. He goes, there was solar bathrooms, state of the art back in their day. And I go, stop. This is Camp Opportunity. He goes, how do you know? And I go, Reverend Bailey ran it. Yeah, my parents shipped me here in the summertime. And there's good things I remember. I remember a lot of bad things. I got beaten up a lot when I was there at that point in time. But I couldn't believe it. I said, wow, I kind of forgot about this place. It was like Camp Scully. And one thing as a kid from the city of Albany that we realized back in the day when, kids in the summertime, the Catholic Church had Camp Scully. Yep. You had Reverend Bailey's place. There's other camps up north through other organizations. And you had the Thatcher Park pool that was open. And it was 10 cents to get a round trip, bus back and forth with CDTA. We lost all that. And then when you start seeing kids getting in trouble in the summertime, nothing for them to do in the city, not being preoccupied. When these kids' minds are not preoccupied, you get in trouble, especially, young boys. You do stupid stuff and you're like, hey, we're bored. Let's go light a fence on fire. You know what I mean? And it happens. And I'm not agreeing with it, but these opportunities, when you start to look at the summers, to me, and there's no data analytics behind this. This is just me. So, the haters or the people want to prove me wrong. But I saw as a kid, as we've lost that in the city, I'm like, yeah, this is the problem we got. Yep. We got to give these kids an opportunity to go out and just be kids. Yes. Not worry about being adults or not being hustled for drugs or not just, whatever it is, right? Yeah. So, Sheriff Apple, like I say, we sat down, we figured it out, and we started busting the kids out. And it was a slow process. The place was in rough shape. They didn't put any money into it. The journey beforehand and after, and Brian McCoy, my brother, was out there, and we just had this small vision that blew up over time, and we got this beautiful facility, which is literally maybe 15 minutes from downtown Albany. I'd say to anyone listening to this, take the opportunity, go there. We got beautiful rail trails through the whole thing. Cabins are all redone. The lake, like you said, kayaking. Winter, fishing. We do a fishing program with the kids, which is so cool. It's run through NCON. I like to take the credit, but it's really NCON's program. And I actually want to do this in Washington Park, but I met resistance. They come with the fishing poles, to tackle the worms, and they teach kids how to fish. And we actually made it a sport. And to see kids not wanting to touch the fish or the worm, or bragging rights when they get a big fish, and just being kids, letting their guard down, not worried about getting beat up, not getting worried about getting in trouble, just being kids and having fun. So we did the basketball court over, put an amphitheater in, everything we've done there. And it continues to grow, and the upper part's going to be announced soon because that's almost completed. So I say to people, take the time. We got fire pits out there. The Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, they come out. They do night outs over there, and we love them because hopefully none of them are listening to their parents because we want more money out of them. But they leave the place cleaner than they found it.
They really do.
It is the most ironic thing. I'm like, hey, maybe not clean up before they get here. Let them do it. They're going to do a much better job.
They got it.
They got it. Yeah. But one of the things, I know you said there's not going to be food trucks this year for the Summerfest. So are we cooking again? Are we going back to hamburgers and hot dogs to get out to people?
We are. The VFWs are actually going to be cooking.
That's what I want to bring out.
Hamburgers, hot dogs. The Sheehy Palmer one is going to be, and then the Colony Post is also going to be there helping to cook.
Nice, because when we started out on this journey, we'd have ShopRite at the time when they were here would donate the hamburgers and hot dogs, and we did it in house, and people, workers for the county volunteered to cook. And then we're like, hey, let's set this up because people, it's all you got is hot dogs and hamburgers. It's free. You want to come get a free lunch, get free outdoor activities, get off the couch, put the gaming down, stop drooling in the corner and come out and see nature. Come on out. So you get free food. And then we brought the food trucks in, and boy, was that, I got more complaints on that. Not because they love the food trucks. They were great. They're just like, well, what do you mean I got to pay?
Yeah.
And, at a time when things are tough and they're having a hard time, we want to be there for them. We want to make sure that they have, this for them. So,
Yep.
This is going to be great, and we might, I might have to, I like one of the food trucks, so I might have to bring them back. But, where can visitors, and this is the biggest thing we have, and I'll say this, it's, like you look at failures of government, where can visitors go, or people in the county, and look, for people outside the county, we want you to come too. Where can they go find out, like, how to get there, or what are the hours of operations, or anything going on? Where would they go?
For Summerfest specifically for the trail run, they can go to www.zippy-reg.com/register/Summerfest trail run to register for the race. Yep. And for anything else that we do, they can go to our rec desk system, which I believe is albanycounty.recdesk.com.
All right. You should know. It's your department. I'm just saying. All right, you think. Let's not lead these listeners the wrong way. So is there a number they can call?
Yes. 518-655-7948 is our main line.
So the other question we get a lot of, though, is what should the attendants know in terms of like parking, transportation, accessibility? There's
going to be parking available near the information house, along with the main lot that is inside of the park before you enter. There's also going to be shuttles available to bring people into the park so they don't have to walk.
Cool. So, caretaker's house. So before we took it over, there was a caretaker's house there. It was in a barn. It was it was in bad shape. I had people come in from my DPW and they're like, tear it down. We figured it out. And if people take the time to go in there, I don't want to say it's like a museum, but it's set up like that.
Yeah.
We have staff there upstairs, but downstairs there's a map and there's a journey. We have actually a video that we show there, what the place looked like to what it looks like today, and how we went through the different phases. And during the winter, and even, you can come over there, get a cup of coffee, hot chocolate. We have snowshoeing in the wintertime. Not that no one wants to talk about that right now. I don't even want to think. It's been so cold. This weather's crazy. But we have all these winter activities too, where people can get like a little warming hut, come there and join. And actually, we did the barn over for Humane Society to back up for animals, and then put the fence up for horses. Another thing, we haven't got one. We were like, so I'm putting it out there now. It's been 4 years, so they're like, we need a place for our horses, sheep, or and we're like, yeah. Craig Apple and I were like, we'll do this. So we got the fence up, take care of it. I'm still waiting, which I'm glad it hasn't happened. But they told us there was such a need for it, and we're like,
there's no horses.
Yeah, it's been like 5 years, and I'm glad no animals are getting abused like that, or they got a place and they don't need us. But it's kind of ironic. I'm like, all right, what's this Field of Dreams? We'll build it, and they'll come, and no one's coming.
Yeah.
But please take the opportunity, come by, and accessibility. People in wheelchairs, it's accessible.
Yep.
One of the cool things the Scouts have done to get their Eagle badge is they do different projects throughout the lake, and one of them wanted to build a ramp. So I don't know if it was mom, and I'll probably get the story wrong. It was someone in his family or somebody knew loved to fish, and they're in a wheelchair, and they couldn't get out there. So he wanted to build a ramp that went out so that they could take the wheelchair out, and it was low enough where the wheelchair would stop, and they could fish with no obstruction, have a great time. And it was cool. I'm like, this is a great idea. So he builds this thing at Lawson's Lake, and I went out for the dedication. It was awesome. And I think one media, because it's a 15-minute drive, but it's out there, so it's hard sometimes to get media out there. They came out, I forget what station it was, and I kid you not, some lady in a wheelchair gets out of her handicap van and takes care of it, comes down, and the guy goes, Did you set this up? Oh. And I go, there's no way. I had no idea. And I went up to her and I go, are you, are you friends with the family? Is this who it was built for?
Yeah.
She goes, no. She goes, I love fishing. And my biggest problem is getting to lakes because of my wheelchair. And when I heard, I came out here, but I never fished because I couldn't get close enough to the shore. And when that young gentleman told me what he's building, I came out every day waiting for it to be completed so I could go fishing again.
Oh.
And I almost wanted to cry. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then I'm like, I do news. I go, interview her. Has nothing to do with us. Trust me. This is a great story.
Yeah.
And it was a great story. And she got all the credit. Well, he got the credit and she got the credit. But I go, you couldn't pay someone to do that, right?
No.
And to me, it showed that whole journey's been worth it, because even if it's one person that this touches, that makes a difference in their quality of life, that's what it's about. So please, to everyone out there, go to the website, check it out. Please come out. And what are the dates?
It is June 21st. The trail run starts at 11 a.m. and the festival goes until 3 p.m.
All right. So the 21st is Saturday, I take it? All right, just making sure. So Saturday at 11 o'clock for the run. Come on out all day long for activities. Go to the website. And, this is going to be awesome. You're going to have hamburgers, hot dogs, cooked by your local vets. Giving back. A lot of activities going on, as you say. So please make sure you take the opportunity. If you can't, spread the word around. For our listeners at home, if you're interested in learning more about your Summerfest, visit the link in our episode description, which will also be in there. And also be sure to check out other episodes on Spotify or Apple Music and subscribe to our channel to never miss out and on any updates. Because that's the biggest thing I get when I'm out. People are like, we didn't know you had the summer program. We don't know this. And it's hard because we're not the Senate and Assembly. I don't get 8 free mailers a year to give out to people. So the state covers that cost, or it's part of whatever, and they put out, look, all the great stuff I did. I'd rather just put stuff out that basically says, hey, here's, everything, links or things you weren't thinking about. And one thing, like you take any, you can always try to take a positive out of a negative and try to learn that. It's been my philosophy in life. And the one positive thing I take out of COVID was that people had no idea what county government does. And now they do, you know, and before, I'd say 80% of your people are like, what do you do? And they just think it's a waste of government. I had no idea. We have to try to do a better job, like platforms like this, or Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever they, wherever the platform might be, to get it out there, to let people know that we're here. This is what you can do. Here's some free classes for your kids to sign up on: karate, basketball, pickleball. We have leagues. We're, now that we got Cohoes Community Center, and that'll be another episode to talk about.
A whole different one,
St. Rose Gym. We're going to have 2 pools in control of the county that we can really start opening up to the public and giving better opportunities for seniors, for aquatic stuff. So please listen, stay tuned. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for coming on. Not that you had a choice, but it was great. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.